So, Thomas Tuchel already thinking about the second leg, but we have to focus a bit more on what went on last night. So the big question this morning, Mark, is what did Jude say to Harry in what was another gripping game in the Champions League?
Absolutely brilliant.
Can you lip read?
Yeah, brilliant, wasn't it, to see, of course, the two stars of the England national side going toe-to-toe in the semi-final of the Champions League. It's now unbeaten in 11 games for Real Madrid, the 14 times winner of this competition, and Bayern Munich not won in their last 8 matches against Real Madrid. And so much of the talk, so much of the build-up, particularly in the UK, of course, was about the matchup between Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane, like we've just said as well. 11 goal involvements for Harry Kane in the Champions League now, and it also takes him to 43 goals last night's penalty, 54 goal involvements. 43 is significant because the same number of goals that Kylian Mbappe has scored this season, so he has tied with Mbappe in the big leagues in Europe with regards to goals. So, yeah, I guess the talk is what was said, what wasn't said. Was he trying to put him off? Was it gamesmanship? Was he trying to get into his mind? But like you say, Harry Kane focused, knew exactly his job and took the penalty perfectly, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Let's look at the situation because Kane did speak after the game. This is what he said. I don't know what he was saying. I saw him mumbling something. Once I'm in that moment, I'm in my zone, trying to block everyone out, literally. I'm sure he was saying something to try and put me off.
He is very close to him. You'd think Harry would have heard what he said, but we'll believe Harry.
I think there's so much noise in the Allianz at that particular moment as well. It was such a big pressurised situation. I guess most strikers, most players find a way to zone out and get away from that noise. Don't let anything affect you. What the goalkeeper's doing, you just ignore everyone. You see it so many times. The fans behind the goal waving, shouting, the noise, the atmosphere, the adrenaline. You get used to putting yourself in that situation. And we know that Harry Kane is cool, calm, collected. How many times has he stepped up, particularly for England and Tottenham, to score from the penalty spot? It's something he has done numerous times. So therefore, he probably didn't hear him. However, according to Spanish football expert Guillem Balaguer, who had a little bit of an insight on X, he said, "Jude to Harry, you're going to kick it to the left." Harry didn't even hear it. Harry asked Jude after the game in the Real Madrid changing rooms, "What did you say?" Jude laughed as he just realised Harry had not heard him. Hashtag banter, hashtag real football, hashtag mates. Yeah, good little bit of an insight there from the Spanish football expert, Guillem Balaguer. There's absolutely no suggestion of any bad blood between the two. The utmost respect between Jude and Harry. And great to see, I guess, for Gareth Southgate, who would have been watching with interest his two stars in that moment. Reminds me of, remember, Ronaldo, Rooney in the Euros, and then, of course, teammates at Manchester United. But in that moment, they both want to get through to the Champions League final. Brilliant to see for both of those two players. Absolutely. And it is set up perfectly.
Huge
because, as they say, 90 minutes in the Bernabeu is a long time. And that's what Bayern Munich have got to do.
Very long time, right. Looking forward to that game. But let's just go back to last night and Jude Bellingham, who was taken off in the second half with cramp. Wasn't the best night for him, was it?
Yeah, we built it up, we spoke about it, it wasn't ideal at all. One thing I would like to point out though, Jude Bellingham, that was his 32nd appearance in the Champions League. Only one player under the age of 21 has got to more appearances than Jude Bellingham. Shows you just how magnificent he has done. Do you know who that player was, Tom? You like a good quiz?
Michael Owen.
Michael Owen, no, Cesc Fabregas.
Okay.
Got to 34 appearances before his 21st birthday. So once again, Jude Bellingham doing it on the biggest stage. Let's take a look at the situation with regards to the stats between the match-up. And as you can see, this is a situation. Harry Kane scored from the penalty spot, 5 shots compared to Jude's 0. Shots on target, a couple for Harry Kane. Chances created, just the 1 for Jude. Big chances created, 1 for Harry Kane. So as you can see there, the stats telling the story of the situation between the two players. We have to caveat it as well that Jude Bellingham plays in a very slightly different role to Harry Kane, not quite as advanced as Kane. But once again, it'd be interesting to see the matchups because how many times have we seen Jude Bellingham this season come up to the table at the key moments for Real Madrid, not only in the Clásicos, but in big Champions League matches. He's been brilliant, but his second half of the season, not quite as strong as the first half of the season. That's the situation. And Carlo Ancelotti did speak about Jude Bellingham after the game. Here's what he had to say to the media. Jude Bellingham was not at the best level tonight, but same for the entire team. Bellingham got cramps after 60 minutes, so I had to sub him off. That was Carlo Ancelotti's 10th semi-final. Real Madrid won 5 of the last 10 seasons, that trophy. And like we say, set up perfectly for next week's second leg.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Right.